how is it the case? That's a large cohort of people from different backgrounds, all talking about things that they've seen or seen that they've seen or heard that someone's seen or been so on and so forth. How is it the case that there is so much which is hearsay and so little which we have?
Yes.
Where is the actual tangible evidence? Not a recording that's on FLIR, not the story that somebody said, not a list of sightings. Surely we should, if there are this many, we should have something.
Yeah. Well, you have a massive database of, firsthand reports. The FLIR, I think, is important. It's a sensor modality that, we see between 400 and 700 nanometers of the electromagnetic wave spectrum. Just because something's at the 800 nanometer mark or 300 nanometer mark doesn't mean it's fake, like that is a real thing. So I think the FLIR thing is really important. And it feels like with UFOs, they either crunch light or they stretch light because they move so fast. And so optical is not actually a good modality for them. Usually they show up in infrared or in certain cases UV rays. So like the ends actually of the visible spectrum. And so I do think that's like a really important question. But then also there are photos. Like there's this McMinnville photo that was taken in Oregon in the 50s. There's the Calvine photo, which is, from Scotland, these hikers in the 90s. And, somebody from the British Ministry of Defense, this guy Nick Pope, says that the Calvine photo is absolutely real. You have the negatives in both cases. So, I do think you do have a decent amount of evidence. Now, what you're asking, I think, is why don't we have a saucer unveiled at a hangar or something?
Piece of material that can be verifiably proven to be from something that's otherworldly.
So it's an interesting question. I don't think you can definitively prove that something is necessarily otherworldly. You have to look at a fact pattern that, is this anomalous enough to say that it's not from here? And there's a guy named Gary Nolan who's a Nobel Prize nominee every single year. He's a tenured professor at Stanford, and he has crash materials in his lab. I've seen them. I've shown them on video on my show. They're small, but they were basically given to him around UFO crash. Like UFO crash witnesses mailed them to this guy, Jacques Vallée, and Jacques Vallée gave them to Gary Nolan. He's done mass spectrometry on them. He says that they have isotope ratios that don't naturally occur on Earth, and they don't pattern match to asteroids as well. And so you have evidence like that. When it comes to like large scale saucers, I think you have to think probabilistically. So there's this English statistician named Thomas Bayes, and his model is it's a way of scientific thinking, but it's not necessarily like the Francis Bacon style where you go in. You have this null hypothesis that you cling to at all costs. His is more, you think about everything probabilistically. And so you catalog something as low probability and you build up evidence. And so what I would say for the UFO phenomena is like, everybody asks, are UFOs real? I'm 99% sure that aerial phenomena in the sky that don't pattern match to, planes, like, prosaic explanations, where there's a nuclear link, that is fully real. And then is there a conflation going on between that and like a saucer and a hangar? Like maybe. I can't say in good faith that there definitely isn't because I haven't seen the saucer and the hangar, right? So it's like, it's like this David Hume style. You need the like ultimate like epistemic humility when it comes to that saucer and the hangar. Now, I can give you a million good reasons why, if the American defense establishment, we haven't declassified an aerial program basically since, I think, the B-2 stealth bomber. Like you have, F-22, F-35s. I think those were unclassified upon their, manufacturing. 12 out of the 15 Lockheed Skunk Works programs now are still classified. So say you had this kind of ace in the hole, crazy, anti-gravity craft or whatever, and it was in a hangar. I can give you a million different reasons why you would never let that see the light of day. You don't care about enlightening the public, inspiring them about other worlds. Technology always gets weaponized, and it's always used to confer a tactical advantage geopolitically, and that will always take the day. That will always trump wanting to enlighten the public. It's going to do that with AI and all these other tech trees. So I think that would be the other reason.
How do we know this isn't just a psy-op?
I think it is a psy-op. I think there are psyops. Okay. So this is the real mind
like
fuck.
Fucking horseshoe theory of UFOs.
Yeah.
It's not a disc, it's a horseshoe.
It is. Well, here's the thing. The fact that something is real and it's a psyop are positive sum, not negative sum. So this is the total mind fuck for people. How many, if Chris, you're a smart guy. If I were like, okay, Bigfoot, exists. I promise it exists. And I tried to come up with some fact pattern around how it exists and like all this, evidence as to how it gets. Would you ever believe me about Bigfoot?
If you gave me sufficiently compelling evidence, I guess so.
Well, most people, I don't know. I think the Bigfoot thing, is like pretty unlikely. Or like I can give you like most psyops are easy to figure out. Like the Gulf of Tonkin or something created the auspices around, invading Vietnam, where like I think it was like the first thing was like an attack on the USS Maddox, and then there's like a second attack under LBJ. And it was just like a weather event, and they claimed that it was basically this false flag operation, or the USS Maine. These sorts of psyops get figured out very quickly. Like, does anybody believe the Epstein thing? Like, does anybody you talk to believe the Epstein? Nobody believes that. It's crazy. I don't think the government doesn't believe it.
I'm fucking fascinated by that, dude. It is the only person I've seen who appears to be happy with the outcome of it is actually Ben Shapiro.
I was going to say that too.
He's the only guy that it's, one of those rare occurrences where both left and right are pissed off equally.
Yes.
Left pissed off because this sort of powerful banker appears and the reversal of the Trump administration, so on and so forth. The right's pissed off because they're like allergic to pedophilia and kind of want to stand up for kids and do all the rest of the stuff. And you go, everybody's pissed off. Except Ben. There's always one. Like,
except Ben Shapiro.
I don't know.
He goes, guys, we've decided you're a conspiracy theorist now. Like, what are you talking about, dude?
Yeah. Before we continue, if you haven't been feeling as sharp or energized as you'd like, getting your blood work done is the best place to start, which is why I partnered with Function, because they run lab tests twice a year that monitor over 100 biomarkers. They've got a team of expert physicians that take the data, put it in a simple dashboard, and give you actionable insights and recommendations to improve your health and lifespan. They track everything from your heart health to your hormone levels, your thyroid function, and nutrient deficiencies. They even screen for 50 types of cancer at stage 1, which is 5 times more data than you get from an annual physical. Getting your blood work drawn and analyzed like this would usually cost thousands, but with Function, it is only $500. And right now, the first 1,000 people can get an additional $100 off, meaning it's only $400 to get the exact same blood panel that I use. Just go to the link in the description below or head to functionhealth.com/modern wisdom. That's functionhealth.com/modern wisdom. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you enjoyed that clip, you will love the full-length episode available right here.